Hello. Today we're gonna do this very nice and slow, hopefully. We're gonna go through making a frame using Replit for the programming and for the hosting. I haven't used Replit in 2 months, it says, so please excuse me if there's any confusion or if I mess anything up, but yeah, let's get going. What are we gonna make? We're gonna make a simple web page. I shouldn't use the word simple because none of this is simple. We're gonna make a web page where it's like Linktree, but it's gonna be called Fartree, and it's just a little bio about me and link to other places where I exist on the internet. My hope is that we do this in a way where you are able to go on Replit or elsewhere and modify it to be your own Fartree, because I think that'd be really cute. So let's get started. I'm going to hit create app. I don't want to. We're not going to use any AI for this one. We're just going to do it like a regular thing would happen, and it's a static website. So we're going to do HTML, CSS, JS, and we're going to say Kazra Fartree template. Let's just say Fartree template. All right, let's jump in. Again, not going to use the assistant, just going to do normal code. Let's just preview it to see what it looks like right now. It's an empty page that says hello world. Before we dive in too much, let's go over the architecture of what a frame is and what we need to get done. So let me grab a cloud. Is that a good cloud? Is that a good cloud? We'll use that cloud. And we're going to come here, and this is going to be Replit. So Replit hosting plus IDE. IDE is integrated development experience, I think. Nope, not that. Programming IDE. Integrated development environment. It's where you do the coding. So Replit's going to be our hosting and our IDE. Inside of Replit, we're going to have a FC frame, which I will explain what that is in a second. But when you have your FC frame, then you go into Warpcast or soon Coinbase Wallet. It comes in as a, let's do a frame. That's going to be our definition of frame. No, actually, the other one's better. Frame. So you do, other way around, please. There we go. So you have Replit, which is where the website's going to exist, and you can make it anything you want. You can make it what's called a static website, where it's just there's no server, it's just HTML and CSS. On Replit, static websites are free, so you don't have to pay to use them or host them. And then on our website, there's going to be this little magic thing called FC Frame, which we'll go through in a second, and then that's going to make it so inside of Warpcast, you can load your frame. There's a lot more involved here. There's HTML, there's CSS, there's JavaScript. I figure we'll do another video later where we'll go through all of those in detail. But for now, let's just get started on making a static website. Very first thing I want to do is just come in here and say Kazra's Fartree profile. Fartree is like Linktree, but Farcaster, if you didn't get that. And then we can say, hi, wave emoji. I'm Kazra. Nope, I am not a student at University of Toronto. Can I disable that somehow? All right, we're just going to live with it because I don't know how to disable it. And cool, there's that. First thing I want to do, I literally said first thing, but let's add in some color. Let's do background color pale peach hex code. Don't love that, don't love that. I like this one, so we're going to use this one. Cool. And then we hit run. Pale peach. I actually don't like that one. I'm going to do this one. You can do whatever you want. It'd be really cute if everyone did this and did their own colors or whatever they want with it. And then let's go here. Let's say body. Actually, let's say container. Let's say max width 768px. Let's say margin 0 auto. Let's say margin top 40px. Okay. And then we come to the index.html, we put this in the container, We'll go through what the script is going to be in a second. It's going to be very minimal, but you do have to get it for um, the frame to load. I need to do text align center. Text align center. And then let's load it. Beautiful, exactly what I want. Next thing we want to do is I just want to put in a cute font, Google Fonts. And again, you can do it, hey, that's the font I use for everything, so we're going to use that. You can use whatever font you want, but you can go to Google Fonts or anywhere else. You can hit Get Font, and it's going to give you the embedded code. So let's do that. That is way more stuff than I expected. I'm going to come here, go to our index.html, drop these in. And then, the hell is ITEL wait? I don't want Roboto. Oh, I'm doing too many fonts. Okay, cool. There we go. That's why it looks so big. Okay, now let's go here, go to style.css, and we'll do font family Carla. And then let's hit run and make sure it comes in. Beautiful, that's the font I wanted. And then let's make it a little bit bigger, 1.4 rem. You don't need to know what rem is, it really doesn't matter. The pale peach color is really hiding the wave emoji, but again, doesn't matter. And let's do actually, let me come here. And if you don't know the HTML stuff, like we can do it in another video, but and then P, or you can go on MDN and read something, or you can do a tutorial or whatever you want. I really hate how it's automatically typing for me. Kazra's Far Tree profile. Hi, I'm Kazra. I'm gonna go in here and say for the H1, I want font weight 500. It looks like it's about 800 right now. Very minor difference, but it does look nicer to me. And then let's add in some stuff. Let's add in, I am a programmer at Ahref HTTPS abstract.partners. That's my company's name. And I'm gonna make it so the link opens up in a new tab, Abstract Partners, where I work on e-com and AI projects. Let's hit run. Cool. I want margin on the sides of this. So we're going to do padding, padding left 40 px, padding right. I just don't want it to touch the sides. Beauty. And then I'm actually going to move the font a little down. Cool. I enjoy working on open source software and teaching people that programming isn't that scary, but it is a little scary. That goes in there. Cool. I'm going to put a line break in here. Okay. I actually kind of hate this where ecom and all AI projects is on its own separate line, but oh well. We're going to put another line break to just add spacing. Okay, cool. Let's add in some links. Let's say div class links, div p my profiles on other websites. I'm doing Control Enter to make it come in. Cool. And then first thing, let's just put in my Warpcast profile. And you know what? Let's do this as a list. Unordered list, li farcaster. Cool. We got to fix that li in a second. Href. Maybe we just won't do li, but we'll get there. Cool. What did I mess up? Oh, I put the /a there because it was auto coding for me. Cool. I'm not going to do a list. It'd be proper if we did a list, but I don't want to figure out how to make the bullet point of the li fix itself. So div class, and I'm going to call this links container. I'm just calling it stuff because I want to put in CSS for it later. Links div a class equals link item. Cool. Control Enter. Beautiful. Let's do another one. Let's do Twitter. X, the everything app. Cool. And then I got to come here and let's do this now. Links container background color, beige hex code. As you can see, I'm feeling very neutral today. Cool. Border radius 40px. That's going to be too much. Border radius 15px. And then we're just going to add in some padding on the top and bottom. Let's do it on all sides. Padding 20px. Cool. And then we're going to go to links. We're going to do display flex. Again, we can go through this in detail in another one. Flex direction row. Do I not know how flex works? Links, link item, column. Cool. Yeah. Link item. I'm just going to add some margin between them. Margin bottom 2 rem. That's too much. And I'm doing rem because if you increase the font size of your browser, or if you have your font size set up higher, I want the margin and stuff to go alongside that. Really, this is called a widow or a cliff. I never remember. I really don't like this. So let's go here. And even though programming is a little scary, we're just going to remove this because I don't like the cliff. There are a lot of ways of making it or widow. I'm not 100% sure. There are a lot of ways of making using JavaScript to make sure that doesn't happen, but out of scope for this video. Where else do I exist? I exist on Instagram. A class link item ref equals, what is my Instagram? krajurdi, I believe, because they wouldn't let me have JC4P. Instagram, mostly unused, because I think my last post was like 3 years ago. Cool. I'm going to come in here and say my new favorite, because I guess I'm doing parentheses for each one of them. And then let's do div. I'm going to do another link container. I just want to make sure I don't put it in the same as that one. Class equals links container div. And then what did we do? A heading? No, let's make this a heading. H3. And if we really wanted, we could make the heading and the text different. How did I mess that up? Everything got a lot bigger. Did everything get bigger, or am I imagining that? Did the links get bigger? No, the links stayed the exact same size. Okay. H3. And then this is the second link container. So we're going to say second. And then we're going to come here, say links container second. I'm just going to add some margin padding between them. 2 rem, why not? We're just letting the code decide. Why? CSS sucks. Okay, let's do 1 rem because that's too much space. Some other links I like. Cool. And then we're going to do another div class links. We're going to do div. And then I'm just going to put some links to my YouTube videos of how to do frames. So your videos. Ignore all the John Mayer and Addison Rae. Or don't. I don't care. And then we come here. This first one. Href YouTube speed run of making a frame. And then I believe on that one, I also made an NFT, but who cares? Href equals with vanilla JS, YouTube speed run of making a frame with Next.js. And then this is a much longer one of Ahref HTTPS. Nope. YouTube of making NFT. Cool. We lost our. Oh, I forgot to do link item. Okay, class link item. And then I promise we'll get into the actual frame stuff in a second. C, remove that. Cool. Awesome. I want to increase the padding on these. I'm going to go to links, padding left 40px, padding right. Thank you. Yeah, it's not so bad. Cool. And then let's just add in some margin bottom to this because it's touching the bottom of the screen right now. Nope, that didn't do it. That didn't do it either. I don't know why I can't fix that, but I just don't want it touching the bottom of the screen. All right, let's put it here. Padding bottom 40px. That did it. Okay, cool. All right. We're going to consider this good enough. I like how my X profile isn't clicked. And let me just make sure that link's right. X/H4P, that's not right. X.com. I should just do Twitter. There we go. All of these links are purple because I've already visited them. Let's add in a tiny bit of, I want margin on both of these links containers, so I just don't want to that close to it. 1.5 rem. Cool. Feeling good about this. Let's start making it a frame. So what we got here is we got the Replit site, and it's going to host it for us. Let me show you how to host it. We just hit this button, deploy. It's a static page, so it's free. Just hit set up your deployment. Fartree jc4p.replit.app, and we hit deploy. I'm going to check my texts while that's happening. Oh, it already deployed. All right, let's look at it. Cool. We're going to check out I'll put all these links somewhere, but we're going to go to debugger.framesjs.org, and it's just going to tell us this isn't a frame right now, which is valid because we didn't make it a frame. Okay, so missing required meta tag FC frame. That's this part right here. Let's talk about the FC frame. Frame v2 spec. FC frame. So it looks like this. This looks really complicated, but let's go through it. And it's TypeScript because they hate us for some reason. But let me show you how to do it, and then you can just use the one that I'm using for other stuff. I'm going to do add file, frame test.js. I just want to use this as a playground to actually update this stuff. And then let's go through it. Const frame fc frame. Let's leave that there because it's HTML or CSS. We can't do this. I'm going to do placehold.co. This image URL, like it says, is 3:2 aspect ratio. So if 800 is 2, what's 400 times 3? 1200. Okay. And you can put in a real image in here, but I'm just going to do this. Cool. Comma. Button. Title. View my Fartree. Action. Launch frame. That's the only one it can be. Name. Hazards. Gotta do double quotes because I want to do it. Thank you. URL is going to be where we deploy the app. So we deployed it to here. So it's going to be there. I don't think it needs that slash at the end. Splash URL is what shows up inside of Warpcast while the frame is loading. And like it says, 200, 200, and less than 1 megabyte. So we're going to do, yep, thank you very much. And then hex color is the splash background color hex. So when it's loading, when it comes up. What did we use for, let's use this. Okay, this is where I tell you the JavaScript file actually isn't going to be used by anything. What we have to do instead is, let me show you this. So, don't need that, don't need that. Cool. We copy all of this. I'm sure there's easier ways, but we're just going to copy all of this. We're going to go on our site, open up the Chrome Inspector, type it in here just to make sure it loads. Type it in here to make sure it comes. Okay, and then this is the part that we're going to do. It says stringified from embed JSON. So what we're going to do for that is we're going to type in json.stringify fc frame, and then that gives us that little cute text. Now we copy all of this. We go into index.html. In our head, we do meta. I'm just going to copy paste it. And then where it says that, I'm going to put in, got to use single quotes this time. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, that's so shitty. I'm going to copy this and let's see if it works. Nope, that's not going to work. Okay, let's just not say Kazra's frame in it. Frame test, var tree, Kazra. I'm sure there's ways of fixing that, but I just don't want to deal with it right now. And let's copy this again. Let's go here. Let's refresh the page. Let's insert that. Cool. JSON.stringify FC frame. And then that looks better. So let's come here. Already run into weirdness, but that's okay. Okay, cool. So we actually have the frame set up now, which is amazing. So let's just run it to make sure we didn't break anything. Let's hit redeploy. It looks like it's going to deploy really quickly based on what happened last time. Cool. Let's come here. Let's just view source to make sure the FC frame is there. It is. And then now if we go to the debugger and hit debug, we have a frame. You can ignore this thing that says fail to fetch frame manifest. I will provide instructions for how to do that, but that's for verifying that your account on Farcaster is the account that made this frame, so it says like by JC4P at the top of it when you load the frame, but you can ignore it for now. We hit view my far tree. You just gotta wait. It's a little slow. There you go. So that's our splash background color. That's our splash image. And it's not going to finish loading. The reason it's not going to finish loading is because we need to come here. Oh, I closed the wrong page. I wanted that. There we go. We need to come here and it says on ready or ready. There it is. Wait SDK.ActionStartReady. So until you call this, it's actually not going to load. And we also actually aren't loading the frame SDK right now. So let's add that in. It's there's a lot of ways of doing this, but what's the easiest? What's the easiest? I did not think this video through when I started it. Okay, let's do getting started. Oh, this is so complicated. Oh, I don't want to do any of that. Okay, I'm just going to copy it from one of my other projects. There we go. So we're going to use JS Deliver to load the frame SDK. It goes in the header just like the other one because we want it to load before anything else happens. And then let's just verify that everything works. So we're going to do console.log window.frame in our JavaScript. Because our JavaScript is being loaded at the end of the body, it's going to wait until this one here is loaded first. So it's going to work through. Hit deploy, hit check it out, frame exists. So there's a lot of stuff we could do here, but we're not going to care about it for now. We're just going to come in here and say, because it is a wait, ready. Come on, man. There it is. Because it's ready and they want us to call a wait on it. Let's not get that complicated. Let's just do this. Cool. What I wanted to tell you is we could do this, and it's not SDK, it's window.frame.sdk. What I wanted to show you is we could do document add event listener, DOM content loaded, async, and then we can do some stuff here that would be asynchronous, and then after, like, you could load your profile, or here, let's just do const user equals await window.frame. Hate that autocomplete. I think it's context. Yeah. Nope, this is all React stuff. Don't want any of that. Context. Of course, it's not in the spec. That would be too easy if it was in the spec. Hate. All I want is my FID. I don't know why it's this complicated. Oh, I'm in frames v1. Why is that even still a thing? Okay. Context. Okay, SDK.context. So let's do that. Window.frame.sdk.context, console.log, user object is user. And again, if we weren't in async, we wouldn't be able to do a wait. So let's save that. If you refresh it here and we go to DevTool, it's never going to call because window.frame.sdk.context. Let's just show you. Console.log calling SDK.context. So it's going to say calling SDK.context, but it's never going to finish because we're actually not loading it in the frame. That's why we have to use the debugger. So we're going to hit redeploy here. Cool. We're going to come back to the frame debugger. We're going to hit view my far tree. And then let me open up the console so you can see what happens. This is not correct. I don't know why it says that. There you go. So there was the frame, there was SDK actions ready called, calling SDK object, user object is FID. So we could even come here and we could say, hi, my name is Kasra, and you are span class equals FID container. Cool. So it's going to say you are, and it's going to be empty. And then we come here. Let's do const you are container equals document.query selector. I already forgot what I called it. FID container. You are container dot. Let's put it in an if statement because it might not exist. If user and user. Come on. What was it? FID? Yeah, user at FID. You are container dot inner text equals FID plus user dot FID. And then because we now want to wait for the user to actually come in, we're going to take our SDK.actions.ready and only call it after we do this stuff. And then let me remove that console log because we don't need it anymore. Let me remove that one because we don't need it anymore. Hit run. It's just going to say you are blank because we're not in the frame context. But if we redeploy it, and then we come here and we hit view my far tree. Oh, it's still empty. What did I do wrong? User dot. None of this is ever as easy as it's supposed to be. Okay, it's context.user. It's not context if you want to get the actual user. We can see that because user object is, there's a user inside of it, and then there's an FID. So I needed to add a user here. We're going to redeploy this. Thank you, Replit, for being fast at deploying static websites. And again, one static website is free on a basic Replit account, so you don't need to pay to do this. Come back here, via my far tree. You are, of course, it doesn't want to work. I called it the wrong thing. We need a dot because it's a class, right? Yeah, class, so we need the dot. As you can see, even with decades of experience, decade and a half of experience, you make little funny mistakes, which is why I think coding is a little scary. And then, so if you look at it here, it doesn't have the frame context, so it's not going to load the FID. But then you come here and you do via my far tree, it still doesn't do it because it hates me. Okay. I'm going to come here. Let's just make sure this JavaScript works. It does. And then let's do inner text equals test. That does work. Okay, so let's just hit redeploy because it seems like it's working. Cool. And then let's come back to our frame debugger. Let's just hit debug just to hope that it refreshes it. View my far tree. There it is. It just wasn't redeployed. So hi, I'm Kazra, and you are FID 4407. That's not really useful, so I'm going to kill it. But it was, hopefully it was informative why we did that. I just want to show you that you can access information from it. If you want their profile picture or their username, you need to either call Nanar or something else. So we're not going to do that because it's too complicated. And we would have to set up a server. So let's just not deal with that. Let's delete this stuff because we don't need it anymore. If you want anything more in here, there's a lot of stuff that you can just make sure you're looking at the V2 spec. There's a lot of stuff you can do, like I can add a button here that says, let's come in here and let's say div class button. It's really best to make buttons actual buttons, but then a lot of styling comes in, and I'm sorry for not writing semantic HTML. View my Farcaster profile div. Let's make this look like a button. Again, it would be better to call it a button, but let me just show you. If you do button, it's going to look like an ugly button, and I don't like that button. So we're going to switch it to div. We're going to come here. We're going to say button. What background color should it be? Font family, Carla. Padding 10px. Let's look at it. Better. Let's do border radius 5px. Let's do background color Yeah, we'll do the same as the links container. Why not? I'm sorry, this is an ugly website. Cool. And then width, let's say max width 40%, because I don't want it to be taking up the entire page. And then margin 0 auto. Let's make it 50%. Cool. All right. It doesn't do anything yet, but let's just go into debugger and look at it. Oh, I didn't deploy it. So let's hit redeploy. Let's wait a second for it to deploy. My Erewhon order is out for delivery. Yeah, all of us in LA get Erewhon. And cool, so redeployed. We're gonna reload it here. Cool. And then if you hit this button right now, nothing happens. And I also didn't make it be a cursor pointer. Really should have done an actual button to be semantic and worked with screen readers and stuff, but whatever. And I don't like how the max width is coming here, so I'm actually going to come here and remove the max width. And then do margin left 40px, margin right 40px. Let's look at what it looks like. Better. Let's redeploy. Let's come here. Let's refresh. Cool. And then now it's a button, but if you click on it, nothing happens still. And again, it's too much now. So you know what? Maybe I won't do the 40px. Let's do 20px. That's 230. The difference is we're looking at a larger browser here, and then if you look at it here, it's smaller. And then before we redeploy, let's actually make it work. So we're going to say button, and this time we'll do an ID because that's more semantically correct. View profile button. Cool. In our script.js, we're going to do const view profile button equals document.query selector view profile button. And then we're going to do view profile button dot add event listener click. Is it async or is it not async? It is async. Okay, so async. And then we're going to put in await window.stk.actions, FID. What is my FID? I don't know why I did it in incognito. I can just open it in normal. About 977233. Cool. So again, this button's going to do nothing on the normal site because this function doesn't exist on the normal site. But when you load it in a frame, let's see what happens. I don't actually know if this works in a debugger. Cool. Refresh. Yeah, it doesn't work in a debugger. Cannot read property of, oh, actually, I'm doing it wrong. Window.frame.st. Oh my God, don't autocorrect it if you're going to do it wrong. Window.frame.stk.actions, because it would be too easy if they said it here. Cool. Let's come back in here. Let's refresh. And again, when you open it, it says you won't find your console log statements here, but that's a lie. You hit view my Firecaster profile, nothing happens, but if we were inside a Warpcast, nope, still. Window, did I not deploy? Window.frame.stk.actions, it says window.stk. Let's try redeploying, let's try refreshing. I'm gonna clear the console. How is this already 30 minutes in this video? I'm so sorry. There it is. So you hit view my Firecaster profile and it tries loading my profile details and fails, but oh well. We'll check it out. You know what, actually, I don't know how to check it out on the web browser, but on my phone I know how to debug it, but we'll get there. And I don't like that it says Kaz's far tree profile in 2 lines. I'm gonna come here. There are ways that we can make it so it actually looks more like the frame by setting the width and stuff, but whatever. Kaz's far tree. Cool. Should I add a photo of my face? Do I have a photo of my face somewhere? Let me use my Warpcast profile photo. Copy image address. This is a 3D scan of my face, but instead of moving the camera, I moved my face. And then let's add a image here, image source. And then I'm gonna give it a class PFP because it looks like a profile picture. If we load it right now, it's going to be a giant image. Yep, We do style.css, we do PFP, let's say with 400 px, that's still too big, with 150 px. And then that's, I mean, it's still gigantic. 100 px? That's too small now, 125 px. And I'm doing Control Enter to make it work. What? 150? Didn't we try 150? Whatever. And I'm going to do border radius 75 px, which is 50% of 150. Is that not? Huh? Border, I thought it was going to be a perfect circle. I don't like the border radius. Let's not do that. I don't know why 50% and 75 px were doing different ones. Let's do border radius 10 px. And then let's come in here and say, hi, I'm Kazra. Let's make this an H3 also. And then let's do, here's a 3D scan of my face. Cool. Yeah, let's hit redeploy. I want this line to go above that other line. Cool. And then now we need some margin underneath this. So it's the button. Where's the button? View profile button. So we're going to come here. I'm going to say on the button, there's going to be margin top 15, 20 px. Cool. I don't know why I used rem for some of them and px for some of the other ones, but we'll get there. What is Keckers saying to me? She just pointed out fartree looks like fartree. Okay, this is why it's good to have someone review your code. She recommended we come here and we replace this with a capital T. So now it looks like fartree instead of fartree. Whatever. And yeah, let's redeploy it one more time. Let's come here. Let's refresh. Cool. All right. I mean, now, if we really wanted to, we could. Let's do it. Why not? Farcaster logo. Figma. I'm sorry, you're going to have to watch me use Figma. I don't really know how to use Figma. Icons. Icon transparent. Icon white. Yeah, it's a white image, of course. That wasn't the smartest thing I've ever done. There it is. Okay. Should we do purple? Let's do purple. Let's do purple. Let's go to Figma. It said 3.2 and we did 1200 by 800, right? I don't like that it's auto updating my code. 1200 by 800. Yep. So we're going to come in here. How do you open something up in Figma? I normally use Photoshop, but I don't want you to think that I don't know how to use Figma, even though I don't know how to use Figma. Let's come in here. 1200 by 800. That's huge. Whatever, it's fine. We can probably cut it in half. 600 by 400. There we go. And then let's paste in the Farcaster logo. Nope, not what I wanted to do. There it is. Let's paste in the Farcaster logo. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Let's put it there, and then let's put in a text that says JC4P's fartree. I would really love it if I could use Carla here. I can. I have Google Fonts. Amazing. And then, should I put a space between far and tree? Yeah, I will, so it doesn't look like fartree. And then let's get to know me. I'm going to use that as the button text instead, actually. Cool. We come here. We how do I export? Probably where it says export. And I want to export just. Is it going to export 3 separate? Yeah, of course. Of course, it would export 3 separate stuff. How do I make this? How do I make it export all the layers? I should have used Photoshop because I don't know what I'm doing. Is there a group button somewhere here? Let's do flatten. Okay. Export. Now it's going to be a PNG. Now we export it. Vector.png. What the hell happened to the Farcaster logo? Shouldn't have used Figma. group selection. Let's try that instead. How's that look? Cool, better. I mean, I don't love it. I'm gonna move this down slightly. Cool. And we could update the background color. Yeah, let's update the background color to be this. How do I update the background color? There it is. Cool. All right. Let's export that. Beautiful. Let's go into here and let's just upload it in here. So we're going to go into downloads, group 1. And then we're going to replace this with image.jpg because I can't think of a more creative name. And then we need to now update the FC frame metadata. Otherwise, it's going to show the placeholder. So we're going to do, what is the URL here? Cool. Image.png. Let's just make sure, I need to redeploy first, and then let's make sure that URL works. She's so proud of herself for finding out, for telling me that it would be fartry. Yeah, girl's mind. Okay, cool, this URL works. So we're gonna come here, and we could update this right here, but I just hate updating JSON by hand. So we're gonna go to our frame test, and let's call this frame metadata. Frame metadata. The metadata is technically a different thing, whatever, we don't need to get there. We update the image URL here, and then now we need to update the placeholder to a 200 by 200. So let's make a new thing in here, which is, and it doesn't have to be 1200 by 200, it just has to be at minimum 1200 by 1200. And then let's use the same color. That was a white color. What? Okay, I don't know how to copy paste apparently. I should have used Photoshop. There we go. And then let's put in, I would love for everyone to try this and make their own, use their own fonts, use their own colors, use their own whatever you want. But we're going to do that. We're going to come here. I need to group it again. Group selection. Export group 2. Let's make sure the image looks good. Cool. And again, I'm sure other people can make this a lot prettier than I'm making it. But I'm a programmer, not a designer. And splash image.png. Let's just redeploy to make sure that URL works because I'm paranoid. Cool. Splash image.png. Nope. See, that's my test. Splash image. Image.png worked. Oh, I didn't redeploy. I think. I don't know. There it is. Okay, so now we take this URL, we put it in our frame metadata as the placeholder. We did use a different color, so we're going to update this color to go here as our splash background. Was that a different color? No, that was the exact same color. Okay, and then now we grab this, and there's much better ways of doing this too, but whatever, man. JSON, well, let's do this first. FC frame, let's just make sure it works. Cool. JSON.stringify FC frame. We're going to copy this entire thing. We're going to go to index.html. I'm going faster than I meant to. I told you this was going to be a slow video. I lied to you. We'll do a slower video later where we like talk about HTML and CSS and what they are and stuff. Maybe even integrate an API, application programming interface. Just not going to use the AI though, because I want you to actually see what it's like. So if we hit run, nothing should change because we're not in the frame. But if we hit redeploy, cool. Now we go to the debugger, we hit debug. It should have our new image. Beautiful. We hit view my far tree. I'm going to update this to get to know me. But let's just make sure the splash image worked too. Beautiful. The splash image did not show. There it is. It just shows for a super tiny second because it's calling ready quickly because it's the second you load the page, it's calling ready after it grabs the user, which is really quick. And we don't really need to grab the user anymore. And honestly, we don't need the async anymore. No, I'll leave it. But we don't need the DOM content loader anymore. What was I going to do next? I was going to do something. Oh, right. I said I want to update the button, get to know me. Cool. Again, no difference here, but comes in. And then we hit redeploy. Wait for it to deploy. Cool. We hit debug here. JC4P's var tree. View my var tree still. We did not update the metadata. We grab this. We go here. We got to refresh the page because I'm just paranoid. FC frame. JSON.stringify. FC frame. Ooh. Just hitting random buttons on my keyboard. Come here, index.html, replace this here. Again, we update it, nothing's going to change because we're not in that frame, but let's deploy it. I'm sorry this took 40 minutes. I did not think it was, whatever. I hope it's been educational, and I'll show you how to clone it and do it yourself in a second. And we hit debug here. It should now say, does it hate me? Let me just redeploy. Get to know me. Get to know me. There we go. Just had to deploy twice for some reason. You can ignore the thing that says FC manifest is not. Actually, let's make the FC manifest together. We come here and we just hit this generate button, and then the URL goes here. Error occurred. Nothing can ever be easy in our lives. Signer is not approved. I need to actually log in with Farcaster if I want to do that. I'm impersonating right now. I'm going to hit signed in. I was impersonating Kickers. That's why I couldn't do it. You can, when you go to the debugger for the first time, you can hit sign in with Warpcaster, and you can use the app to actually sign in with Farcaster, and you can use the app to actually sign in. So we hit generate. We put in the URL. It says generating. This is the first time I've done this. I usually do it in the app. Taken a little longer than I would have liked. Is it actually working? Taking a really long time to do this. Let's refresh the page and try again. Like I said, first time I'm doing this here. All right, should I just kill myself then? Jesus. I'm going to go into Warpcast. Let me show you. I hope I can show the camera. I'm going to go to settings. You can't see shit when I do that. I'm going to go to settings in Warpcast, and the first thing you have to do is go into the advanced and enable developer mode on the bottom here. God, I wish I was on a Mac so you could see it. Developer mode. And when you upload developer mode, this tab shows up. It's the worst. I'm so sorry I'm doing it like this. You hit developer, and then you come here. Is it going to load? Cool. You can hit domains. That was Farcaster saying, that was the debugger saying I have to sign this. That's probably why it's taking so long, is because you need to go into your wallet and do it. But let me grab the URL one more time, fartree, and I'll show you in a second what I'm doing. Replit.app. So we come here. Come on. Okay, next time maybe I do this on my Mac so I can actually screen share. But in its top section here, we put in our URL, and then we hit the generate domain manifest button. It copies it to your clipboard, and then somehow you have to send it to yourself on your computer. I'm going to Slack it to myself. Cool. And then let me grab it from Slack. Oh, first we need to come here. We need to make a folder called .well-known. Inside of well-known, we need to add a file called farcaster.json. And then let me open up Slack on my other monitor. Copy paste this JSON here. All this stuff is me signing it to say that this really is JC4P's frame. We're going to come in here and we're going to say Kazer's var tree. We're going to do, yep, that's right. Image. Icon URL, we'll do the splash image. Splash image. Because the icon URL needs to be square, like the splash image. And then I know we're repeating the stuff. I don't actually know why we have to repeat the stuff. We can ask the team later. But, got a Slack message on Sunday. Not going to respond to that. Gonna update this button to just be the same thing as what's in here. Again, I don't know why we have to do that. Cool. Gonna update the background color to be the same thing as it in here. Cool. We're not using webhooks. If you want to do notifications, you could use webhooks. So let's just erase that. And then let's hit deploy. And again, the entire point of this is to make it say by JSON4P at the top and to make it so they can actually add it to their cart. My error one's almost here. Let's just do a deploy one more time because I'm paranoid now. Cool. This is still going. We hit the debugger now and that error on the right should go away. Nope, didn't go away. Nope. Let's see if it works here. Well-known farcaster.json. Nope, does not work here. Maybe I don't know how to use Replit. Let me try copy link and then put it here. Nope, that goes to the Replit URL. Well-known farcaster.json. It works here. Doesn't work here. Let's just hit redeploy one more time. I wonder why it works here but not there. The hell? Do I have to do something? Deployment target, public dir, root, well-known is in the root. Huh. I'm kind of at a loss. I don't know why it's not working. But it works here. Well-known, this is the staging URL. It works here. I'm just going to hit redeploy a bunch more times. Erewhon delivery is at my door. No one's going to steal it. Let's hit redeploy one more time. And then I have OCD if you can't tell, so I'm just going to do it one more time. Okay, now let's look at the deployment. Let's try again to go to well-known farcaster.json. It doesn't work. You know what? Fuck it. We don't need to validate the manifest. I don't care if people can't add this to their client. I really wish I could understand why it's not working. Maybe I'll figure it out later and I'll update the template, but oh well. Let's just go back here one more time and hit this button and make sure it works. Cool, cool, cool. All of this looks good. I forgot something. In frames, you can't actually do a ref because it's an iframe and iframes have whatever, doesn't matter. What we have to do instead is we have to go here and do open URL, actions.openURL. So let's go here and let's do that together. I'm just going to replace it for all ahrefs on the set on the page. Const all links equals document.query selector all. Yes, sir. All. Oh, this is. I said no AI, but this is actually pretty useful. Link async link. Cool. How do I do this? No. Okay, let's do a for loop because I don't know how to do that. Cool, 0. Cool. All links I.add event listener. Click async. Cool. First thing we're gonna do is E. We don't want it to actually navigate to the link because it's not gonna work. So we do that, and then we do await. Let's grab that again. Window.frame.stk. Window.frame.stk. Frame element? Nope, not frame element. Frame. actions.open URL, and then let's come in here. Const URL equals a. I hate you. I hate that it's doing that. Cool. URL. And let's add in a console log just to make sure everything works. I am trying to open URL. Cool. Let's redeploy. I'm so confused why the well-known didn't work. I'm going to be thinking about it all day. God, I wish I could figure that out. Okay. Let's just redeploy one more time because now I'm really paranoid. I did not mean for this to be an hour-long video. I sincerely apologize. Okay, so now if you click it in the browser, that wasn't supposed to work. Am I missing a link item? No, they're all link items. That was weird that it worked. It's not supposed to take me to that page because we're here trying to. Let's do return. Is it false? This should have taken care of it, but this either you return true because you're done handling it, or you return false so that other people don't handle it, other event listeners. I'm not 100% sure. Again, been doing this for 17 years and don't know how JavaScript works. But also, no one's going to access it directly, so it really doesn't matter if this, whatever. Let's just come here and refresh this again. Still works. Whatever. We don't have to worry about it. We come to the debugger. We hit debug. We hit get to know me. We're just going to ignore this because we can't figure it out. I'll ask Keckers how she does it on Replit later. And then now if we hit this, it says A is not defined. Oh, that's why it's not working. All links I. There we go. Let's redeploy. If I came into the site and I had viewed it and put in the console, I would have seen that error too, but oh well. Just gonna deploy one more time because, again, paranoid. Cool. Refresh, and now when I click this link, I shouldn't go. What the fuck? Console t.trim is not a function. That looks good though. I'm trying to open blah blah. What the hell does that mean? URL, open URL. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, so this right here says it takes an object, that's these marks, and then inside of it has a URL. But this right here says it takes a string, and inside of the string it has the URL. So let's try doing that. Really don't think this should work because that's not what the frame v2 spec. We were on the frame v2 spec. Yeah, says it should do. But all right, let's deploy it one more time because again, I'm terrified. Programming is scary. I lied here. It is confusing and scary. Okay, if we did everything right when we hit this, we shouldn't go anywhere. I'm gonna fucking kill myself. The hell? Preserve log, hit X. Interesting. Okay, whatever. We don't need to worry about this not loading. Let's go here. Where's the debugger? Let's hit debug one more time. Let's hit get to know me. I really wish I could have said far tree like link tree, but apparently some very immature people will think it says fart re. So, okay. And then hit this button. Everything works, which is good. Action. Okay. Can you fucking believe that? That the spec says it's an object, but it breaks if you send in an object, and you have to actually send in a string instead? Like the spec says it should be this. But I guess the spec is wrong. You'll run into that a lot. Frames are easy because anyone can make one, and it's a good introduction to programming, but also they're not easy because nothing is correct and everyone's lying to you, including the debugger and the spec. That was a little rude. Shout out to the frames team for making a cool thing, but please stop lying to me. All right, let's come in here again. Let's do a debug. Actually, you know what? We're good to debug it on Warpcast now. And then I believe there's a way in Warpcast to, I know how to do it in the app. There's a button in the app if you go to the developer settings that lets you preview it, but screw it. Testing. Get to know me. You hit it, there's my fire tree. You hit Farcaster, it goes to my Farcaster. It loaded my, that's my Twitter. Why did it load my Twitter? I must be missing a closing A somewhere. Nope, nope, nope. All of those work. Why the hell did it open my Twitter? You saw that, right? It opened my Twitter. Farcaster opens up Warpcast in the other tab, and then goes to Twitter. I hate programming. What happens if I click on Instagram? Opens up my Instagram. Instagram refused to connect. I really don't know. Okay, let's come in here. I don't know how to program. Return true. Let's see if true is what does it instead of false. Okay, let's just redeploy one more time because now I'm terrified. How did this end up being an hour-long video? Okay, get to know me. Okay, guys, I just might not be a good programmer. Oh, that's not my Twitter. That's my Farcaster. It just looks exactly like Twitter. That was annoying. Okay, everything is fine. Everything is fine. Other than it opening up in a new tab, I don't know why. Let's try e.stop propagation. It just shouldn't be opening it twice because I'm telling it not to. What we could do instead is, instead of doing an A, we could do like a normal P and then add the click listener to it. But I already broke semantic HTML once with this button. Don't really feel like breaking it again with this. Kind of just redeploy it one more time because I'm really scared. Gotta update this. And if we have a widow, we have a widow. Who fucking cares? Oh, we don't have a widow. Hit redeploy one more time. I was really hoping to show you how easy this is. That didn't work. Get to know me. Still opens twice. Whatever. Whatever. No one fucking cares. Let's say it's okay. I really don't like saying that. Okay. A, can I do a replace in here? No, that would be too easy. Oh, I can. It's right here. Okay. We're going to change all the A's to P's, and we're going to change all the /A's to /P. This is going to kill the automatic highlighting on the links. Let's look at it. Now, it sucks, but let's go in here and we'll just do it. We'll go to link item. I'm so sorry I'm writing bad HTML. Text decoration, underline, color, pale blue hex. You can also find colors in better ways than just Googling it. These look the exact same to me, but I'm going to use light steel blue. Color. Let's look at it. That's impossible to read. I want a darker blue. I guess I shouldn't do pale blue. Let's do navy blue hex code. That is very, very, very dark. I didn't do anything. There we go. And then we need to do cursor. I'm so sorry we're not doing semantic HTML. Maybe I'll fix this later to be semantic HTML. But now we need to go here in our JavaScript, and we can say all links. I wonder if this is going to work. Let me remove this because it doesn't matter anymore. This doesn't matter anymore either. Let's see if this works. Let's find out together. We open up the, how do you open up the debugger? The debugger, we hit. I'm trying to open undefined. Okay, we got to do at think that's right. Cannot read property of undefined. Okay, let's use Claude. If you know what? No. I'm just gonna do this like a regular person. Data. Let's open up the replacement again. This was supposed to be an easy HTML video, but that's life. So we added data href instead. Now we go here and we do dataset dot. Dude, you can't do that. Href. Dataset, I believe, dot href. I'm just gonna do it here. I don't think that's right. I could show you how to find out, but I broke everything. I broke absolutely everything. There are no errors in the console. I broke everything. Let's try lowercase. Programming sucks. You know what? Should you make your own frame? The fuck did I break? This is called a binary search. We just delete code randomly and see if that fixes it. Nope, that didn't fix it. That didn't fix it. What did I do? What could I have possibly done? Nope. I'm just deleting random stuff and seeing if the colors come back. Nope. Okay. Let's just undo all of our changes. There we go. I don't know what. I don't know why that broke everything. I wish I knew. I don't really want to push broken code and make you use it, but let's use Claude. Let's go back here. Let's go back to ref. Let's bring all of these here, and then we will just ask Claude for help. Claude, I have this JavaScript. I like the background color here more than the background color I picked. I have this HTML. We want to say far space tree because we don't want people to think it's fartery. Refresh it. Cool. How come my add event listener isn't preventing the A from doing its thing? I'm in an iframe, so a href doesn't work to external site, so I need to. Why am I giving Claude context? It doesn't care. Use that JS snippet instead. I am explicitly preventing it. Can you explain to me the difference between prevent default and stop immediate propagation and stop propagation like I haven't been programming for 17 years? Don't do what you normally do. I am not going to imagine, this is some Buddhism stuff. I'm not going to imagine a nested set of boxes. Okay, let's just go back here. Let's switch this to prevent default. Let's remove this because apparently we don't need it. We might not even need this return. Okay, hit, shouldn't go anywhere. Perfect. Hit redeploy. Took an hour, 10 minutes to make this. It's not even pretty. Oh, I need to update this link too. Class link item. Cool. Cool. Redeploy one more time. Programming sucks. Okay, cool. Redeploy one more time. Do I have the debugger open still? I don't. Let's just make sure this has the styling. I'll figure it out later why it broke. Come here. Hello world. Get to know me. Perfect. So the frame stayed the same. Actually, everything app opened. We're done. There's a lot of other stuff we could do. We could add in more frames integration. We could add in minting if we want. We could add in a prettier URL than what this is. But in general, we're done here. I'm kind of scared to make any changes because it might break. And then let me figure out how you can use this. Keckers told me it's possible. There you go. So how you can use this is you can open it up in incognito. And I'm doing incognito so it doesn't go into my account. And you can hit remix this app. And then when you hit remix this app, you can change all the colors. You can change all the styling. Please keep in mind to also update this here, this URL, otherwise mine will show up because this is actually what the frame loads. And then let me add in some instructions. Let's add in a readme.md. Readme.md. Far tree template. Hi, I'm so sorry this is so complicated. I sincerely apologize. Steps for making your own version of this. 1. Hit remix in Replit. 2. Update the fonts and colors and text to whatever you want. Feel free to add or remove any sections. 4. Update frame metadata.js to point to your deployment URL. Nope. 4. Hit deploy in Replit to get your final deployment URL. Hour 12 minutes. Damn. Frame metadata.js. Open up the Chrome inspector. Control Command Shift I. Paste the contents of frame metadata.js. Type in json.stringify fc frame, right? That's what we call it. Yep. Copy the entire output, including the beginning and end, into index.html line 15. Good luck, DC JC4P on Firecaster if you have any questions. I really wish I could do fart tree without the space, but now the farting thing is stuck in my head. Okay, redeploy. You come here now, it should hopefully have a readme. Where the fuck's my readme? Go back here. Cover page. Do I not know how to? I just wrote that entire thing. Where the fuck is it? I'm sorry, I'm getting angry. Why would the readme not show up? Programming sucks. I don't have unsaved changes. You have unsaved changes. So again, because we couldn't figure out the Firecaster.json, this is not going to be... People can't install this into their phone to have the little icon show up, and it's not going to say buy JC4P on the bottom or anything, but I'll see if I can figure that out, and we can go cover page. Where the... It's my readme. Whatever, man. Whatever. If you hit remix, the readme should hopefully show up. Let's test that. Let's do cover page. Let's see if it lets me do it without an account in incognito. Nope, it does not. Okay. I really hope when you hit remix, the readme shows up and you can follow the instructions. And then, yeah, deploy it and use the debugger. Let me put the link to the debugger in here. And then I really hope this README works. Other resources, 1 debugger, 2 I have a notion on how to deploy it, instructions for fully deploying the app, but you shouldn't need it because it's the exact same thing I just showed you. Yeah, I'm sorry this was so complicated. Sincerely. I was hoping to do this to show you that anyone who can Google stuff and knows basic HTML can make a frame, but I mean, you technically can. I hope you got that out of this video, is that you can make a frame, but there's a lot of hurdles. A lot. And the spec being wrong about that open URL thing really pisses me off. I'm gonna, whatever. All right, we'll do a more complicated one later to integrate an API, and maybe we'll do it in React. I don't know, whatever people want. But yeah, talk to you soon. I am feeling defeated. I really thought this would have been like a 30-minute video, and we're on minute 75. I'm so sorry. It's easier than this, I promise. It's not.